session is a panel. It's a union panel with 3 speakers representing 3 regional mathematical bodies: the African Mathematical Union, the Southeast Asian Mathematical Society, and the Latin American and Caribbean Union of Mathematicians. The panel will be moderated by Professor Ragni Pina, and she will introduce the panelists. Ragni Pina is Professor of Mathematics at the University of Oslo, Norway. She completed her PhD at Massachusetts Institute of Technology, and her field of research is algebraic geometry. She's a member of the Norwegian Academy of Science and Letters, the Royal Norwegian Society of Sciences and Letters, and the Academia Europea. Ragni Pina was a member of the Executive Committee of the International Math Union from 2003 to 2010. She is currently a member of IMU's Commission for Developing Countries, the CDC, and she is co-organizer of this Menau Symposium. She is a member of the Scientific Council for SIMPA, and for the last 4 years she was chair of the Abel Prize Committee. Professor Pina, I invite you to introduce the panelists and moderate the union panel.
Thank you, Cheryl. Let me just add that the 3 unions just mentioned are all affiliate members of the International Mathematical Union. So it's my pleasure to introduce today's panelists. First, we have Oluvolo Daniel Makinde, the Secretary General of the African Mathematical Union. He's a senior professor and director of the Institute for Advanced Research in Mathematical Modeling and Computations at Cape Peninsula University of Technology, South Africa. He's also an adjunct professor of Applied and Computational Mathematics at the Nelson Mandela Institute of Science and Technology in Tanzania. Professor Makinde obtained his PhD in Applied and Computational Mathematics from the University of Bristol, United Kingdom, and he has won several prestigious awards for his mathematical research. Professor Makinde is a fellow of the African Academy of Sciences. Next to Makinde, we have Professor Editri Baskoro. He's the president of the Southeast Asian Mathematical Society. Professor Baskoro is at the Institute of Technology, Bandung, Indonesia, and he holds a PhD from the University of Newcastle, Australia. He has trained many PhD students, including students from the Abdus Salam School of Mathematical Sciences in Lahore, Pakistan. He has pioneered the fields of graph theory and combinatorics in Indonesia and Southeast Asia, and has received many awards for this. Moreover, he has contributed to higher education he has contributed to the development of national standards for primary to higher education in Indonesia. And since 2009, he is a member of the Scientific Council of SIMPA. And the third panelist is José Ciad, who's a member of the Executive Committee of the Latin American and Caribbean Union of Mathematicians, known as UMALCA. Ciad is a professor and a director of the Mathematics Institute of the National University of Mexico. He holds a Doctor of Philosophy from the University of Oxford, UK. For his research in singularity theory and discrete groups representations, he was appointed member of the World Academy of Sciences and awarded the Ferran Sunyer Balaguer Prize. He has served the Latin American mathematical community in many ways, through UMALCA, the Latin American Congresses of Mathematicians, and the UMALCA schools. After the 3 presentations, there will be a question and answer period where the audience, you can get the opportunity of asking questions to the panelists. Now I now call on Professor Makinde to give his presentation.
Let me start by thanking God for giving us the opportunity to have this gathering, and I really want to appreciate and thank the organizers of this MENAU for giving African Mathematical Union a forum to make our activities known to international communities. I would also like to express our gratitude to International Mathematical Union, being affiliate member, for their support. So what I'm going to talk about is just very brief, just to let one know about the activities of African Mathematical Union. Lest I forget, Professor Sholari supposed to be doing this talk. Unfortunately, he could not make the trip, so I have to do it on his behalf. So because he's presently the president of African Mathematical Union, and I'm the Secretary General. So also, I'm now affiliated with Faculty of Military Science, Stellenbosch University, but it is in Sardana under the Defense Ministry. So that is other things I will talk about and I want to mention. Now, what is African Mathematical Union and what is our duty? Do I press this one? This one? Great, okay. Yes. The African Mathematical Union was founded in 1976 at the first Pan-African Congress of Mathematicians held in Rabat, Morocco, in Africa. And before then, there has been many activities of African mathematicians in different countries independently. But at that time, it becomes important that Africa needs to come together as a continent, forming a united force in mathematics in order to encourage our government putting resources in the development of mathematics, as we know, being the foundation of science and the bedrock for technological advancement of any continent or any nation. Since then, we have been having Pan-African congresses of mathematicians every 4 years. Although there may be years that probably, because of one thing or the other, in a country designated to hold the Congress, we could not have it, so we have to postpone it to another. But for the past few years, it has been going on regularly. What's our mission? Our mission is to coordinate and promote the quality teaching, research, learning, and outreach activities in all areas of mathematical sciences all over the continent of Africa. So we are the umbrella body of mathematical sciences. Although we have different countries having associations, but we are the umbrella body, and all countries also are part of the African Mathematical Union. I will tell you about the membership and how membership takes. So we have our members include all mathematical scientists residing within African continent. And we also welcome interested members and organizations outside Africa, which means we have membership in different categories. We have associate members, we have affiliate members, and if you go to our website, which is clearly stated there, the AMU website, you will see the categories of members, because we have 8 minutes for this presentation, so I won't go in details in that, but you can go into the website, you will see all the categories of membership. We have affiliate membership, and we have membership from industry, companies, and other organizations as well. Presently, this is the structure of our organization. We have the President, Secretary General, and we have Treasurer. And we have 5 Vice Presidents. We have for East Africa, North Africa, West Africa, Central Africa, and Southern Africa. And these are done to coordinate the activities of AMU, because Africa is a big continent. And in order to get most of our activities down to each universities, each mathematical science practitioners, we need all these vice presidents to coordinate most of the activities of African Mathematical Union. And we also believe there are many assistance we do receive from different continents coming to assist Africa. So most of this is, can be tailored through the African Mathematical Union for effectiveness and for impact. So we have other members which also are part of the executive of AMU, which we have from Benin, Sudan, Tunisia, and South Africa. You can see that our members of the executive, they cut across the continent. Like we have Ghana from Kenya, we have Nosa from Morocco, we have Koulibaly from Côte d'Ivoire, Gay Niket from Gabon, Sinkala from Zambia, but presently residing in South Africa. And we have Lorat is also here. Most of the people I'm talking about, they are here with us. And they are active members of African Mathematical Union. And we have El Tom, we have Tibet, Tunisia, Sudan, and South Africa. So these are the present executive members. We also put our past presidents as part of our executive members, those who have served the association for a long time. Maybe they are tired, they are retired, but they are not tired. Like Professor Kuku is here, he has been president for over 10 years, and we have so many others, Professor Hassan and so many, Sabani is also going to give a talk here. They are all involved in the African Mathematical Union. And what are our activities? What are we doing? What we are doing are just subdivided into 5 compartments. You know, for those who are doing compartmental model in the dynamical system and all those, we can see how compartmental our activities are presented there. So we have the Commission for Mathematics Education in Africa. So because we know that union, without giving activities to group, project to group to achieve, it will be difficult for our activity to be feasible. So we have Amuche, which is there, and I will show you some few things about that, and people who are in charge of African Mathematical Union to achieve that. We have Commission on Women in Mathematics in Africa, and because we believe we need more women. In fact, right now, you can see that we have a lot of women mathematicians, and thanks to the activities of women in mathematics in Africa. We have many women mathematicians in Africa right now. And this is part of the outcome of the activities of women, because they serve as good role models to motivate women in their conferences and meetings. And we have the Commission for Research and Innovation in Mathematical Sciences. We have African Mathematical, I will show you a few things about that, and we have people responsible for that. And we have Commission for History of Mathematics in Africa, because we know, as many people are aware of, except they want to deny it, that mathematics, in fact, people say, and we believe it starts from Africa. I mean, when you go back to the history, they talk about what is in Mali, the Timbuktu, you talk of Egypt, you talk of those discoveries in archaeology in Congo and so on. This talks about the past history of mathematical activities of Africa. So we have that history of mathematics in Africa, where mathematicians work with historians, work with archaeologists, and they combine. In fact, we have ethnomathematics. I will show you a few things about that, just to motivate our people that mathematics is what must be in the blood of every African, to know that it's not something foreign, it's something we must get to. Then we have Commission for Mathematics for Pan-African Mathematics Olympiad. And we have people responsible for that. That has been also very, very successful. They do have a kind of what we call PAMO, Pan-African Olympiad, Mathematics Olympiad, every year, from one country to the other. And we have some constraint, which is finance. And I know most of the financial issues that are going here and there can be tailored into all the activities of these organizations for more effectiveness of the duty. So we have that. Now, what is I talked about African Mathematical. This is the journal for the Commission for Research and Science in under AMU. We have this journal which is being administered now by Springer. And the journal is there. The aim of the journal is to promote quality research in all areas of mathematical sciences. And the first issue was published in 1978, and since then we have been having a regular issue until Springer now took over. And you see some of the work there; they are of high quality. We are indexed. I mean, abstracted in one signet, And also, we are working towards very soon, probably this year, through Springer and through some of the evaluations they have done, to be on the Science Citation Index and ISI. So the journal is of good quality, and you are all welcome. It's not meant for African alone. So see some of the product inside. There are people from US, from Britain, Oxford has also published there, and some other people. So we welcome people, international community, to support this journal and to make it at the level that is going to right now. If you check the issue, you will understand what I'm talking about. And Springer already informed me they are going to display them at this IMU meeting, ICM, so you have that. Then Amucha, you can see the women in mathematics, they are there. They had the conference in Burkina Faso. You can see in 2012, there was a meeting last year they had in Cape Town, and they have been very active. And you have the Amucha, which I talk about. We talk about the history of mathematics in Africa, which is part of the activities of AMU. And Polos. Paul Gadis has been very active in this area, but we have people also who are taking over active in that area. You can read more on our website, and our display is there. You see some of this information there. Then we have this Mathematics Olympiad Commission. You can see some of these things that are displayed here to show you the activities of Pan-African Mathematics Olympiad for students in high schools, in secondary school, motivate them towards mathematics. And recently we have the IMO in South Africa, International Mathematics Olympiad in the Cape Town, and it was hosted by South Africa on behalf of Africa. And African Mathematical Union play a very important role in the hosting there. We give support and so on. And you can see South Africa is there from Burkina Faso, different countries. There they will sit down, write exam, and look at them, we see, do some of the things, they answer some questions. We pick them to encourage them to take mathematics as a career. And in conclusion, then what I just mentioned here is that AMU is affiliated member of IMU. AMU do for regular news brief to various people who are members and those who are not members to sensitize them about the activities. AMU do organize short schools, research. We work with SIMPA, ICPT, and some of the organizations, but we need their cooperation. We appeal, which I put in red there, which is something very, very important there to our heart. We appeal to all mathematical scientists and organizations willing to assist Africa in mathematical sciences to work through AMU. You have seen some of what we are doing in order to strengthen our continental organization for proper coordination. That's number one. Positive impact on our members and easy reporting system. Because most of this funding, we come through all what we are doing, we channel to all these compartmental things, and then we can report on these things. People ask me many questions, but you see, you say, oh, how is this going on? So we need that. Despite that, we're still able to achieve all this. So I believe that at the end of this meeting, more positive support will come in and be able to operate efficiently and more effectively. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you, Professor Makinda. I now ask Professor Baskor.
Good afternoon, everyone. First of all, I would like to thanks to ICM for conducting such a wonderful midnight event. Through this tremendous event, I think we're able to know the way and how to develop mathematics in various countries. We can learn the case of developments, and I hope we can hand in hand to continue helping each other in developing mathematics in all countries. Thank you for giving us opportunity to share about what's happening in Southeast Asia region. In this occasion, I would like to give a short introduction about SIMS. SIMS was founded in 1972 as a result of Southeast Asian tour by our founding president, Professor Wong Yung Chau from the University of Hong Kong. And with the support of mathematicians in the regions, the inaugural meeting was held in Singapore in July 1972. The main objective of SIMS is to promote the advancement of mathematical science in Southeast Asia, to facilitate the exchange of the information about current research work and teaching methods, and then to encourage and foster friendly collaborations. As an independent and non-profit organization, the members of SIMS are mathematical societies in Southeast Asia and some affiliate members. And currently, there are 9 mathematical societies that join SIMS and 1 affiliate members. As you've seen here, SIMS was born in 1972, and then many mathematical societies afterwards established in this region. So SIMS has a very, very important role in the establishment of mathematical societies in various countries in this region. And also, SIMS has influence in developing master or doctoral program in these countries. In directing the program, SIMS is equipped with a council meeting, with a council consisting of a president, 2 vice presidents, secretary, treasurer, elected president or ex-president, ex-officio members who are all the president of mathematical societies in SIMS, and 1 representative for each state and 2 representatives for publication commissions. Currently, this is the council members of SIMS. And SIMS has had a long journey of promoting the development of mathematics together with mathematical societies in the region. Here is the SIMS current officers as follows. The president is myself, and then the vice president, Ling Sang from NTU Singapore, and then Yong Wimong Lemberi from Mahidol, Thailand, and then secretary, Intan Muhammad Muhtadi Alam Shah from ITB, and treasurer Nguyen Van Sang. And this is SIMS president from since 1972 up to now. SIMS has 1 publication, which is, we call it Bulletin of Mathematics, and now co-sponsored by South China Normal University, Yunnan University, and UNESCO. And the editor-in-chief is Professor Sung Ka-ping. And in carrying out the mission, SIMS has been organizing workshops, conferences, and schools. One of the most well-known series, SEGME, which is a Southeast Asian Conference on Mathematics Education, started in 1978 and was held every 3 years until 1999. Since then, SEGME has merged with another outcome of the regional exchange, which is the East Asia Regional Conference on Mathematics Education, YARCOM. One of the focal activities of SIMS right now is we call it Asian Mathematical Conference, which is AMC, held every 4 to 5 years and hosted by countries in Asia. The first AMC was in Hong Kong in 1990, and followed by in Thailand, Philippines, Singapore, Malaysia, and the last one in Korea, which was last year, 2013. And next one will be in 2016. AMC will be held in Bali, Indonesia. So we'd like to welcome all of you to come to Bali to have AMC 2016. This is the pictures of Asian Mathematical Conference. So one in Manila, that's a long time ago, 2000, and then 2009 in Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur, and then the last one is in Busan last year in 2013. Apart from that, currently seems initiated to have activity that we call it a SIM school that will be held in every year. This school mainly have an objective to provide opportunity to have an advanced learning experience in mathematics and to introduce research-based learning for undergrad as well as master students, and to provide a preparation for students to attend a SIMPA school. So this SIM school has started in 2011 in Manila. It's about application on algebra and analysis, and then followed by just recently last year, 2013, we have two schools, which are one in Vietnam, algebraic curve, and then the other one in Bandung, ITB, Indonesia, numbers, matrices, and graph. And just recently, in this year, in 2014, we have another two SIM schools. One is in stochastic processes and its application in finance and insurance. And then the other one is model theory and its applications. This is some activities about SIM school. This is in 2011 and then in 2013. In these recent years, we see that the development of mathematics is happening in this region. However, it doesn't evenly spread in all fields of mathematics, nor does in all countries. Each mathematical society in the region has national, regional, as well as international conferences, workshops, publication, and these create a potential critical mass. And more center, research school, research group, and mutual collaboration established. However, not all countries in Asia have a comparably mathematical teaching and research achievement. I would say that I can classify Singapore and Vietnam is probably as the best in this region for performing in mathematics, and then Malaysia, Indonesia, Philippines, Thailand in the same level, and then Myanmar, Cambodia, and Laos. And not all fields of mathematics receive the same attention or advancement. But I believe that we have a strength. Many enthusiastic mathematicians who are committed to promote mathematics, both research and education, and also to promote the collaboration within the region. Many, many good students who love mathematics. And we have this kind of phenomena. We are all small world, so it's a short distances makes us to be connected, to be easily connected. So, in that case, I'm very, very optimistic that we will see more development of mathematics in this region. And we look forward to a stronger collaboration between IMU and NIMS centers, math societies, other mathematics centers, and SIMS in promoting and developing mathematics in the region. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I now call upon Professor Siad to give his presentation.
So, good afternoon, and I should start by saying that I'm really honored and pleasured to be with you and have this opportunity of talking about Umalka. The first time I came across Umalka was in the year 2000, that I came to Rio de Janeiro to the first Latin American Congress of Mathematicians. And I think we all know that getting things done in the developing world sometimes can be difficult. I must say that I was thrilled when I came to that meeting, and I saw that how having a clear and high vision and working together as a coherent unit for the sake of our communities, we can achieve great things. I was ever since happy to serve in the leadership of Umalka. Since 2001, I was a member of the scientific committee, and then for 6 years I've been in the steering committee. I have 2 more years to go. And I'm here representing our president, Servet Martinez, who couldn't come. Umalka was founded in 1995, and it brings together the main national societies in the Latin American region. There are nowadays 11 members and 2 associate members, which should become full members in the near future. Well, of course, it has a scientific council, an executive council, scientific committee, and several other committees for the various things. You can see more about that in the web page of Umalka. Let me say that the main goals of Umalka are to foster the development of mathematics in all the countries in the region, to contribute to improvement of academic working conditions and facilitate the interchange of researchers and students across the continent, to support programs involving the participation of researchers in the teaching of mathematics, and to create a net that supports information about institutions offering graduate programs in our region in mathematics. There are many things happening in Umalka and in Latin America, and the main programs, I would say, that the Umalka schools, those are elementary schools addressed for undergraduate students. I'll say more in a moment. Then we have the ELAM, which are more advanced schools addressed for graduate students. We have the Latin American Congress of Mathematicians. We have a program of scientific exchanges. And then the last 2 programs I mentioned here, they are not Umalka programs, but they are very important programs in which Umalka has played a role. One was the International Congress of Applications of Mathematics that took place in Chile in 2006. And it was done in collaboration with the European Math Society, with SIAM, and with the Société Mathématique, the SMAI, the Industrial and Applied Mathematics Society of France. And then last year we had the first Mathematical Congress of the Americas, organized by the American Math Society, Canadian Math Society, and Umalka. It was a very, very interesting meeting. Let me say a few more things about some of these programs. The Umalka schools are being really, I would say, they are leaving a landmark in our communities. These schools are aimed to students in the region, mostly for students in regions with a poor development in mathematics. This started as a project fostered by Umalka in collaboration with Venezuela and with Mexico. For some certain reasons, the first one took place in Mexico in 2001. The idea was to have one in Mexico and one in Venezuela alternating years. And the purpose at those days was to use Venezuela and Mexico as focal points to develop mathematics in Central America. After a few years, we realized how important these schools were. So in 2004, we opened the spectrum to other places, and that year, besides Venezuela, we had one Emalca in Cuba and one more Emalca in Bolivia. And after that, there are been about 6 or 7 schools taking place in different regions. In Mexico, for instance, after 2007, we decided to form the Emalca Committee in Mexico to have one school every year circulating in the various regions of the country, each time in a different place where there's an emerging school, so we can support them and bring people not only from Mexico, but from all other regions, other countries in the region. And there are schools happening in regions of Brazil, Costa Rica, etc. It's been a very, very interesting program. And we're getting for it a very significant support from SIMPA. We have the ELAMs, that's the oldest program we have in Latin America, and because these schools actually gave rise to Umalca. They were previous to Umalca. They were created theoretically in 1965, and the first one, in 1968, 1665. And the first one took place in Brazil, in Rio de Janeiro, in 1968, then Mexico, then Peru, Argentina, and so on. The list is there. Those are addressed to graduate students and with the aiming to strengthen research schools. So they are usually on 1 or 2 topics in which you want to make a stronger research group. We have the Latin American Congress of Mathematicians. The main objective, the main purpose is to contribute to the development of mathematical research in Latin America and the Caribbean. The first such conference, as I mentioned, was in the year 2000 in Rio de Janeiro. Then after Rio came Mexico. Then there's a mistake here. The third Congress was in Santiago de Chile in 2009. Then Cordoba in 2012. And then the next one should be in 2016, still to be decided. Then this program of scientific exchanges is a very interesting program that other organizations have similar programs. It's been very useful for Latin America. It is aimed to creating ways for encouraging cooperation between mathematicians working in Latin America and the Caribbean. The program helps to increase mobility of mathematicians in the region, and priority is given to young mathematicians, either graduate students or young researchers. It has had 19 years of uninterrupted activity, over 80 exchanges supported between 2005 and 2013. So an average of 10 exchanges every year. Now what about the future? Well, Umalca is being a key actor for developing mathematics in our region. I mentioned some programs, a lot more is being done. We are having these Emalca schools that I mentioned, which are playing a very important role. For example, in Paraguay, a few years ago there was almost no research at all. Now they are building a research community, and Emalcas are playing an important role. We believe very much in collaboration. So we are having collaboration in Latin America with several other institutions. For example, the ICTP is fostering a regional PhD in South America and Central America. We are collaborating with them. Also, SIMPA is fostering a network of international mathematical centers. And an agreement for that is about to be signed. And in that agreement are collaborating centers in Latin America as well as in Pakistan and Vietnam. And well, that should bring very, very big profits for the region. And certainly a lot more needs to be done. We have the dream, a dream that I am sure that many of you share. We have the dream of having in our region solid, good education at all levels. We have the dream of having strong research schools all around the region. And for that, a lot has to be done. So we are having programs in that direction. We are, for example, we are having a collaboration with the BIRS, with Banff International Research Institute, and now since next year we are going to have a branch of BIRS in Mexico, hosting 25 conferences a year. We have several other programs. There's already a net of laboratories of learning with the CNRS of France, which are playing a very, very important role in Mexico. For example, in Chile, they played a very important role. And just to finish, let me say that I think Latin America is a very fertile land where if you throw seeds, you soon get a forest. And I think it's worth investing our time, energy in Latin America. And there are two very specific projects that we have in mind. One is strengthening the Emalcas, because now they are limited by financial reasons. They cannot go everywhere because we need the lecturers to be able to support themselves. So we would like to have possibility of having more Emalcas and in more places. And also we've heard a lot about the importance of the Olympiads. And in all of Central America and the Caribbean, sometimes they happen, but there's nothing continuous. So we'd like to foster an Olympiad in Central America and the Caribbean. And there are many more things, but I think that gives us a picture of how we are working to that dream I spoke about. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I will now open for questions and comments from the audience, and you can direct it to one or several of the panelists. And please use the microphone. Does anybody want to ask a question or give a comment? Yes? And please introduce yourself.
Yeah, I'm Kanhaiya Jha from Nepal, and we have the Nepal Mathematical Society, and it is a good. This is a good part for me to share my ideas among the distinguished professors. Two things are very important here, because we are sharing some of the ideas with the mathematical societies. On behalf of Nepal Mathematical Society, our national budget for the education is 16%, and the 15% is for the school education, 1% goes to higher education, and for mathematics it is 0.01. So in this case, many of the Michelle knows very well about Nepal Mathematical Society. So just I want to ask two things with the distinguished mathematical societies. Due to hard work of my president, Bhadraman Tuladar, Nepal Mathematical Society has become the affiliated member of SAINS, and it is for 2 terms. Then after, there is the criteria that we need to pay in dollars. For the Nepal Mathematical Societies to work in collaboration with other distinguished mathematical societies, I think to pay in dollars as the registration fee, it is not suitable, because we have an unstable government since last 20 years. So we are facing lots of problems. So I request the distinguished societies to waive the registration fee to have longer and stronger associations, because we are working hard, because we have in Nepal I think we have 25 PhDs now in the current, and the top brains are gone to USA and they are not returning back. So I request on behalf of the life member of my society, two things I want to request. One is that till we do not have the stable government, the compulsion of paying registration fee with the associate members, that should be waived, and so that our young mathematicians can go and work in collaborations with other mathematical societies. And the second part is when we have the donor sector, that is very challenging. I do not know what is the role of donor sectors in Nepal, basically mathematics, because SIMPA is playing very good role. We organized one SIMPA in 2010, and now we have in November another SIMPA is there. SIMPA is playing good role through IMU, so it is pleasure for us. So with these parts, I think in order to have good coordination among the societies, the distinguished mathematical society must think positively towards the Nepal Mathematical Society regarding to the registration fee payment to work collaboratively. Thank you.
Yes, so thank you. Eddie, do you want to comment on this?
Okay, thank you very much from Nepal Mathematical Society. So, as far as I know, that and also in the constitutions, since membership, we do not require any membership fee. So we never take for the membership fee. Also for the affiliate members. So probably is misunderstanding about this. I think, as far as I know, that we never do that. So we don't have a budget. So that's why we don't have a budget allocated for any activities. But we are like to acknowledge that many collaboration, many cooperation with others. For example, like with SIMPA. SIMPA is play a very important role recently in supporting our activities, SIMS activities. So we conducting SIMPA schools in the region, and we also receive support from SIMPA in conducting a SIM school. So this is very helpful for us in developing the mathematics. We also acknowledge that all the mathematical societies, they have own activities, which is also very actively held in every year. So this is, I think, the most important that we have to know, that the development of mathematics in this area is supported by each mathematical societies there.
Thank you. I thought I saw somebody else up in the middle who raised a hand. Is that true? Anyway, there is one there. Claude, Sibils.
Yes, Claude Sibils, director of SIMPA. Yes, of course, we are really very happy to work with the organizations, with the unions and societies. The scheme of the EMALCAs that you mentioned, really very successful for developing mathematics. And this scheme has inspired other schemes, as you mentioned, for SIM schools. And also in Africa, we are trying to do our best to using this EMA, which is not American, Africa, because it's African mathematical schools. And this is really very important for us in order to help developing mathematics and to prepare, as you mentioned, the SIMPA research course. We are doing our best to collaborate and to help in all the ways with the mathematical unions. The second thing I want to mention is that SIMPA is located in France, but now we have several other countries which are supporting SIMPA. The countries are France, Spain, Norway, and Switzerland. So we should not consider SIMPA as a French organization, which is based in France. But that's what I wanted to say. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Claude. We have time for one more question. Yes?
Thank you. If you don't mind, I have two questions.
And please introduce yourself.
My name is Alton from Sudan. I would have thought that a program that tries to identify mathematical talent and nurture it would be extremely important for realizing the goal of promoting mathematics in developing countries. But from the list of activities presented, I don't see such a program there. I wonder why. Secondly, it's very important to engage teachers of mathematics. Also, the list of activities does not make it clear what role teachers of mathematics have in your activities. I addressed this question to our colleagues from Latin America and Asia because I know the answers in the case of Africa, but of course, if Professor Bakindi would like to add something, is welcome. Thank you.
Thank you. Then I will ask Pepe, you want to comment on this?
About the first one, well, one very effective way of detecting talents are the Olympiads. And that's precisely something we want to foster in Central America and the Caribbean. In other regions already have this program. Of course, there are many other ways. EMALCAs are also a way for doing that, because in the EMALCA schools, you have a group of undergraduate students. The aim of these schools is mostly inspiring them to pursue graduate studies, but at the same time, it's a way of detecting talents. You have them for 2 weeks. Usually you make an evaluation, and then you can get an idea of who is who, and work with that. I agree absolutely that that is a very, very important point. The second question,
About the teachers?
About
Teachers.
Yeah, about teachers in mathematics. Yes, very good. I think, I said that our dream, part of our dream was to have good mathematical education. This morning, I think it was you who pointed out the word good education. It's essential. And in Mexico, for example, it is far from being good. And in that sense, for example, Brazil has a very interesting program for supporting teachers of math teachers at the medium level. We are now taking that program, adapting it to Mexico, and I hope it will work. And I think something similar has to be done, because that's a key problem in, I think, most of the developing countries.
Thank you. Finally, Eddie, if you want to comment briefly, because we're running out of time, but I will give you a chance to comment.
Thank you. I think I agree with you that we must to pay more attention to the talented students, as well as to improve the quality of the teachers. And so that's why we designed one of our programs, which is SIM Schools. This is dedicated to level up the quality of undergraduate students, and to push and to motivate them to more in the research base. And yeah, for teachers, I think many programs already designed by mathematical societies in these countries and the countries. for example, like workshops, conferences, national conferences on education and so on. So there's many programs on that area. So I agree with you if this society also address this kind of issue. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That concludes the panel. I would like to thank the panelists.